I really don't think that open banking is something that businesses should be concerned with. Open banking is just a framework that allows them to do the things that they're already doing quicker and bring like huge amounts of efficiency into what otherwise are like huge time sucks.
It's just a matter of time when it comes to this idea of open banking in Canada. And there is a growing acceptance of open banking principles from the Canadian public, right? One recent study found that 45% of respondents are in fact supportive of authorizing their financial institutions to transfer their data to third parties. What opportunities does open banking present to Canadian SMBs? And what concerns should be taken into account? And lastly, how can SMBs prepare to capitalize on those opportunities?
I mean, so much has been written about open banking, like as long as I've kind of been writing about the industry and well before. I think it's also kind of important to note that in just this last week, Bill C-59 was given Royal Assent. So that's kind of like the first time that the open banking framework in Canada is officially in law, like ever. So, like the train's left the station, this is happening. Although we don't know when it's going to be implemented, it will be implemented. And the unlocks are absolutely massive, both for consumers, but also for small businesses. Being able to, like in an accounting example, being able to close your books within a few minutes or a couple hours versus in a pre-open banking era, something that would take potentially days and days to do because you have like 2 PDFs open and you're making sure line by line that things, reconcile. That is a huge, huge time saver. Being able to like quickly, verify your identity using your bank account is a huge, huge time saver and reduces dramatically the amount of fraud that businesses experience, both basically any type of financial services interaction, payments, lending, banking. So what concerns should, businesses have? To be honest, this is just my opinion, but I really don't think that open banking is something that businesses or everyday Canadians should be concerned with at all. It's not something that they are like wittingly taking advantage of, or something that they need to decide, oh, I want open banking, or no, I don't want open banking. Open banking is just a framework that allows them to do the things that they're already doing, signing into their bank account. These are things that the businesses already are doing and have to do. Open banking is just a mechanism to allow them to do those things quicker and bring like huge amounts of efficiency into what otherwise are like huge time sucks for Canadian businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love your example of just being able to log into a financial service with your existing bank credentials. I mean, that's something that you can already do when you log into your CRA account. You can connect through your bank account. They've built that relationship. So imagine that, but on a broader scale, and kind of more of those connections between things like the CRA, your bank account, and other financial tools that can help your business grow. I think to your point, like the possibilities are kind of endless.
For the amount of airtime that open banking receives, for it being it's an incredibly niche piece of both of legislation, but also it's like a very nuanced thing for, the average Canadian or average business owner to kind of, wrap their head around. But it receives so much airtime partially because it's one of the largest competitive threats to traditional banking. Because open banking is enabling fintech companies to go and offer competitive financial services that are much cheaper than what the banks offer. But two, it also just has terrible branding. Like the name open banking sounds bad. No, you don't want to have those two words together. You want banking to be private and safe and closed, and you don't want someone peering over your shoulder when you're like entering your PIN in an ATM. So unfortunately, open banking has developed this bad rap. Partially because of terrible, terrible branding, but also because it is one of the largest threats to the largest industry within the Canadian economy.